Hello, this is Stafa, and this is part 3 of my video series on the game design of Beware the Bully. And this should be the final video since I should be covering the last 2 levels of this game. Real quick, I want to show this part right here used to be all of level 5. So right here where Big Pink is standing, that was originally the end of the level, but after the playtesting, a lot of players said that this level was really fun, but it was just way too short. So let me zoom out even more. Now this is the whole level. I made it about 3 or 4 times bigger than what it originally was. So let me go back down here and get to playing the game. So as I mentioned in the previous videos, the levels keep getting, they go from light to dark to really dark when the bully chases, to lighter, to back to colorful and light again. And so this is really bright and colorful because this is supposed to be happy time. This is supposed to be fun, flying around, exploiting this glitch time. So basically on this wall I put that little cliff on top so that the player can't, they can't just go to this very last wall and go up to the top. They got to figure out how to control the player between these floating platforms or these floating walls. And as I mentioned in the previous video, you can only do the wall boost on the purple sections. I made different sections. One, I wanted to color specifically which walls the player can wall boost so that the player knows, and 2, I didn't want to make all the walls to have that ability, because if I did do that with all the walls, then there would be lots of exploits that the players would find, and I just don't want to playtest so many times to figure out how to prevent all those exploits. So I think the easiest way is to just make that ability only activate on very specific walls. So here's the checkpoint, and here's Big Pink, who basically tells me that it gives me a joke. The prince is in another castle, but it also mentions that my jumps have now gotten bigger. So it's not noticeable, but they have gotten bigger than before. So I'm able to jump all the way up here and fly around. So here's the second checkpoint. Well, I put this wall over here to kind of guide the player. Okay, they're not supposed to go this way, because for most of the rest of the game, except for level 2, the player has been going right and only right, other than level 2. So to kind of guide the player, I put that wall over there to show that, okay, they're not supposed to go here. And as you see up here, I have a ledge. Oh, I was able to make it. But I had a ledge. The ledge used to be right there, where the player, or I just hit my head right there. And some of the playtesters, they would try to wall boost from this onto that ledge and keep on missing. So I just extended that ledge just to help guide the player. So the player would come here, and if they go too far, they're stopped by this wall, so that they can't go too far. So they got to go on these purple walls and just fly around. And a lot of times when I'm watching the playtesters, they're laughing and having fun while this is happening, and they're not really too sure what's going on. But they eventually see these platforms, and they're guided towards where they're supposed to go. So here's the next checkpoint, and I just want to show real quick the previous checkpoint, and make note that, well, I just fell. in the wrong spot. So let me go back to the previous checkpoint, because I want to make note that this one is facing the other way, kind of to help indicate to the player, go this way. So let's go back. I'm flying around, and you know, this is just supposed to be like a really fun segment, but also a challenging segment, because you could go out of control when you're flying around too much. So this part right here, the player can either try to wall boost from one wall to another, and it's segmented off. There'd be like one solid wall and then, you know, a broken off wall, so that there's a lot of places for the player to land. The other strategy would be to just get on top and jump from one wall to another. And at this point, these walls, these are just solid walls. There aren't any broken off walls anymore. So this is the final. And if they like make it to the very end, I figured I might as well make this wall purple just to help them out. And then they notice that the sky's gotten purple. The clouds have gotten dark again, and the mountains are getting dark, because it's going to transition towards the final level. So just showing real quick again, you know, just going through the whole level. Player bounces off the spring to get out onto these falling platforms, just to guide them towards where they're supposed to go. Once they get there, they fly up here, get to Big Pink, the final friend, fly up here. This wall guides them, and then they come up, follow these walls, follow these falling platforms, get to this checkpoint, and then there's a segment, the segmented walls as well as the solid wall, and then there's just a line of walls to fly off of. And that is level 5. As I mentioned before, some of the playtesters, they did not like the fact that how short this originally was. They wanted it a lot longer, and once I increased the size, a lot of the playtesters just really liked this level. This is one of the favorites out of the all 6 levels. So let me move on to the final level. Get back to the character. Here we go. And it's gone dark again. Just show off it's dangerous. And this time the player is going to be challenged by everything at this point. So starting off, we're getting chased by the bully really quick, and we got platforms that are, these pillars that are just really high. You got this wall that they can slide off of, or wall boost off of. Got a jump that they got double jump. And at this point, that segment right there, let me show that off again. This section right here used to be something like this. There used to be just, all over the place. And it was fairly simple if the player would single jump from one to another, but I noticed while watching playtesters, they would double jump from one to another, so they were going out of control and over jumping these obstacles that should be fairly simple, especially compared to the rest of the game. So what I end up doing is I just made one collapsing bridge, just for the cinematic effect, just to have it collapse as they run through it. And I think that worked out a lot better than having these platforms all over the place, and the player would go out of control, over jumping things, and get more frustrated. So going back into the game, just showing this real quick, back to where we were before. And okay, here I was. So this area just collapses as the player runs through. They bounce off this, and then this is similar to level 3 where they have to jump over these obstacles. I made them purple walls so that they would fly too far if they get too close. And unlike level 3, this time they have to jump back onto the same platform rather than a different one. And one final jump, and they've made it. And the player is now met by the 3 friends who are terrified looking, and all I gotta do is get to the end of the level. So here's the ending real quick. The whole idea behind these friends being awkward shapes is that they would eventually connect together like Tetris pieces. So here's Blockman being all confident now because he has lots of powers and abilities and gaining a lot of confidence saving his friends. And the friends notice that, so they get inspiration from him and form a mega friend and scare away the bully. So that was pretty much the whole game. Just wanted to show off, my design choices, why I made things a certain way. I wanted to keep with a non-violent theme because throughout the entire game there's absolutely no enemies other than the bully, and you never actually fight the bully. You just save friends, gain new abilities, and the character gains enough confidence to inspire his friends to stand up against the bully. And just like in real life, bullies are wimps. They cannot face someone who is the same size as themselves, so that bully just got scared and ran away. So that's pretty much it, and thank you for watching these videos.